Good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock on my watch, so we get a kickoff in today's session. So I want to welcome everyone on this call to one of the most exciting products to hit the local market in years. My name is Martin Meltz, and I'll be co-hosted with Hein Kuhn, who will take us through some of the technical discussion at the end of the session. When you registered, you were told that there will be a prize draw at the end. So we're going to do a prize draw just before Q&A. So please stay online until the very, very end. If you don't want a prize, because there are only 5 prizes that can be won today, there's an opportunity to get access to something really, really special. But let's wait till the end of today's session before we actually cover that. So you will already know that the VisionPass facial reader was launched about 3 years ago. And the VisionPass really or completely changed the way customer experienced biometric facial readers. The IDEMIA Level 2 certification has set the benchmark for other facial readers in the market. I mean, the testing and the customer experiences we saw locally were phenomenal and often in exceptionally hard conditions. Everything about this reader was special, but IDEMIA listens to their customers, and they looked at customer feedback on the VisionPass and realized there was an opportunity to simplify the VisionPass and create a new reader for the market. So we welcome the VisionPass SP. We welcome the VisionPass SP to the exceptional IDEMIA VisionPass family. Over the past few years, contactless technology had been taking up more and more space in the biometric landscape, and facial recognition technologies have really benefited from this trend. As I mentioned earlier, in 2020 exactly, to address market demand and the need for a facial contactless environment, IDEMIA released the high-end solution, the VisionPass, and it was the world's first facial recognition access control device to be certified both IDEMIA Level 1 and 2, a phenomenal achievement. But after analyzing the customer feedback, as I said earlier on, IDEMIA believed there was an opportunity to create a more simplified profile of the VisionPass, but without compromising excellence, security, or in fact innovation. The VisionPass SP brings innovative technology with high-end security and uncompromising excellence. But let the VisionPass speak for itself. The VisionPass SP is a very sleek, you can see on the screen, compact facial reader, 10 centimeters by 21, but supercharged with innovative biometric technology, easy deployment, and tons of eco-friendly features. If you look at the screen, what you can see on the screen is the VisionPass SP, a 5-inch screen on the unit itself with great resolution. We'll talk about that later. At the bottom of the reader is a contactless card area, and additional lighting above the screen to support fraud detection in lower light conditions. The Vision SP is extremely well positioned in the mid-tier kind of run rate type projects. So it's an excellent addition to the VisionPass family. It uses patented optical sets cameras using both visible and infrared. You look on the screen in front of you, you'll see top right, bottom left, you can see the 2 cameras, but we're going to talk about them a little bit later. But these 2 cameras in a patented environment offers innovative 3D stereo vision facial acquisition. This enhances the ability to do fraud detection, and it's one of the reasons why this reader is IDEMIA Level 1 certified. I mean, the size of this reader allows installation almost at any door. It's fully integrated into Morpho Manager and third-party physical access control systems. And what I really love about this reader, it can be powered with direct power or PoE+. The IDEMIA contactless readers for some time actually have been using a lot of AI, and we've seen this already in the Morpho wave. To support this, IDEMIA have moved from a CPU to an NPU, that's a neural processing unit, with quite unbelievable speed. I mean, we look at the speed, we'll see it a little bit later on, of this NPU. It's at the extreme high end. This means that the VisionPass SP is optimized to take full advantage of the AI-powered algorithms within the reader. It uses also the latest algorithms in terms of speed, accuracy, and fairness. This allowed IDEMIA to once again be recognized by NIST for accuracy and, importantly, for algorithm fairness. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on because it is a significant element that we need to understand. And this AI also allows for far better results in difficult lighting conditions and conditions where you change our face, a hat, a beard, a glasses. And again, we're going to show you some videos a little bit later. The database on this reader is currently set at 10,000 users, which is really high for such a small reader. A really awesome experience allowing 10,000 users to get access to the reader. Now, I spoke earlier on about the two cameras. You can see them in red circles. At the top, you've got visible light. Bottom left, you've got the infrared. To the right of the infrared, you can just see it are infrared LEDs. So top right, visible light, bottom left, the infrared. The smart design of putting those two cameras diagonally opposite each other allows IDEMIA to create this 3D stereo vision environment. And so it really is phenomenal because they're actually getting a simulated 3D environment. This camera view is also really special because not just from kind of people in wheelchair to people 2 meters high, but also sideways. So people coming in from the end of the readers, the cameras will pick them up really, really quickly. You'll notice on top, there's a white LED or a couple of lights that you can see there. And that can be used in low lighting conditions to enhance fake face detection. So up to 30 lux. Doesn't really affect you in normal use, you don't really need it. But as you go into lower lighting conditions, it becomes really, really important and really great thing to actually have. Now, one of the things that I think is amazing is IDEMIA haven't just taken what they had before, they innovate continually. So if you look at the screens and the buttons, you see a new look and feel, and you can actually see and feel the performance when you put a user on, when you change anything on the screen, when you make modifications to any of the criteria, really, really fast. IDEMIA have stuck to this intention area. So as you move towards the reader, within a certain distance, if you are looking at the reader, it will recognize you and open the door. And that's an amazing feature. It's almost like a little security bubble that you're in. So not allowing other people in. Wide angle detection. So you can look at somebody from 1.2 meters, someone in a wheelchair, to someone 2 meters in size, absolutely no problem. One of the things that I really love is that this intention zone is now configurable. If you remember in the VisionPass, it was 0.7 of a meter. In the VisionPass SP, it's from 30 centimeters to a meter. So if you're walking down a corridor, there's a door in front of you, but you got to turn left. You don't have to trigger that door as you get closer to it. You can set it for 30 centimeters and it won't worry about people turning left, and as an example.
No.
There's live video feedback. Sorry, Johan, you were going to say something?
No, I just wanted to mention as well, with gated entries, we used to have a bit of an issue with the 0.7 that was on the previous VisionPass range, the plain VisionPass, and now IDEMIA has come with the adjustment up to the 1 meter, which will be usually helpful for people that's some distance away from the device. So you can now adjust all the way from 0.3, which is in the office environment. So according to the requirement that you have, so this is a big improvement.
So if I understand what Han's saying in non-technical terms, I can now run towards the reader because it'll recognize me further away. No, I agree with you. It's a great feature.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right. The other thing, Han, that I really liked on this is that live feedback on the screen. When you walk towards it, what you're seeing is your surroundings. So when you look at new users coming onto this environment, it's very user-friendly. Yeah, very helpful. Allowing people to see themselves, and to know exactly, where to move.
Wait position.
Absolutely. 30 users per minute, I think, is phenomenal. It really is a very, very fast reader. I think you're still going to have issues with gates opening quick enough to accommodate 30 users a minute, but a really great environment. And I love the user experience that people are getting from this reader. From a security perspective, I remember I said to you earlier on that IDEMIA were not going to compromise security on this device. And that's evident on this slide. I mean, if you look at anything on this slide, you'll see they've not compromised security. This is our beta level 1 certified with secure boot or authenticity check, really safe communications, offering 802.1.8 network authentication, enforced TLS and OSDP support. And like all IDEMIA readers, we have tamper alarms should someone try and remove or open the reader. So really, really great feature. GDPR compliant, and templates are fully encrypted. What I love about these readers, and in fact all IDEMIA readers, it's security by design and security by default. I said earlier on, I wanted to talk about that NIST FRVT. FRVT stands for Face Recognition Vendor Test. NIST have actually split that into 2 separate tests now. So there's what they call an FRTE, Facial Recognition Technology Evaluation, and FATE, Facial Analysis Technology Evaluation. But what's really amazing in this testing is they test one-to-one verification, one-to-N verification, demographic effects, facial mask effects, paperless travel, and I think something quite interesting, twin demonstration. So, if 2 different people that are twins, will the reader recognize them? And IDEMIA did exceptionally well in these NIST testing. And this is something you can go look up yourself on the NIST website. The VisionPass SP also is really flexible in the kind of workflows you have. You can use user authentication by card. You can use QR code, which is really nice. If you've got visitors, you can send them a QR code on their mobile phone and they can hold it up and get access. You can use dual, biometric and PIN as an example, biometric and user ID, QR code and face. There's just so many options that you can use to use this VisionPass SP. And also a lot of time and attendance features. Hannah, I don't know if you want to talk at all about the template on card.
Yeah, so the new VisionPass SP supports a new template type called Face V3. And as with Face V2, there's a light version, which is a more compressed version that you can put on the template, on the card. So it's for MyFair 1K, MyFair 4K. You can actually fit it on there. So imagine you've got an organization that is global. There's companies in other countries, branches in other countries, and you've got some executives or some members of the organization that has to travel between these various branches. And you then enroll them at one of the sites, put the template on a card, and you configure the devices on the other sites so that it can read that card. You don't actually have to distribute the templates to each one of the devices. You can have somebody moving around with this card. You still have the security. That card is fully encrypted and protected. And these people can then securely access buildings to maybe, in areas where there's no network connectivity, etc. So it really opens up a whole new area, and also doesn't limit you on database size. So template on card
is 10K then.
Exactly, yeah. So there's many benefits to that.
Yeah. So what I quite like about the template on card, if I lose the card, somebody else picks it up. It's absolutely useless.
Right.
At least I've got a copy of my face they're carrying with. So
and the data is also encrypted, so it's
so it's an absolutely brilliant option there. The eco design of this reader is really built from the ground up, and Heinwood and I were talking about carbon footprint. There's actually a document that IDEMIA published around the carbon footprint of the whole manufacturing of this reader, and it's really, really impressive. It's designed for smart buildings, and you know, say South Africa with our power issues. But it is really, from a consumption perspective, really low power consumption. And when it goes into the deep sleep mode, when it goes into, it uses ultra low power consumption, It's using 3 watts, which is quite phenomenal. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable.
Almost work during load shedding.
Probably using less power than my watch. All right, and there's a Doppler radar environment on the reader itself that's not checking your speed, but that exits this power mode. So as you walk towards it, long before you get to the acquisition area, the reader will snap back up, ready for you to use. And this deep sleep can be activated, time activated. So I can say on this reader after 30 seconds or 60 seconds or whatever, there are all sorts of parameters you can choose. It goes into this deep sleep mode. So you can see which readers you can push into a deep sleep earlier or later, depending on the use. But the responsiveness to get out of this deep sleep mode is quite phenomenal. It's activated long before you get to the reader itself. So I want to quickly do a quick poll. We're not obviously finished with even my portion of the presentation, but I want to do a poll from what you've seen so far or what you heard so far on the VisionPass SP. What are your thoughts on the reader compared to the competition out there? So just take 1 minute. There's a poll button you'll see there. If you can just go and just click on your thoughts. I'll give you another minute or so to kind of go through. Hopefully you can find the poll button. It should pop up and say if you want to. I can tell you that so far the results are phenomenal. So people are saying, wow, this is really special. These are the vast majority. So really great for those people that have participated in the poll. You can still carry on while I go to the next slide. As I said earlier on, VisionPass SP is fully integrated into Morpho Manager. So if you're only using VisionPass SPs, you can obviously do enrollment on the reader itself. Or if you've got a site where you need to get up and running a lot quicker, you can actually do quick enrollment with 2D pictures for new users. If you're using a mixture of VisionPass and VisionPass SPs, IDEMIA require you to actually do that enrollment on a VisionPass, and when the template is pushed to an SP, automatically adjusted. And can I ask you a question? Don't we compromise security if we're using quick enrollment with a 2D picture?
Yeah, that's a great question. So security, well, you definitely hampering performance. Remember that this device is designed for the template generation to occur on the device, because you've got the 3D stereo vision capturing component, and that adds basically another modality which improves the performance, improves the security, etc. So yes, you can absolutely enroll with plain 2D pictures, and it will work, but you are significantly impeding the performance of the device. So we would highly recommend that you just start off with enrolling on the devices.
But if you need to, you can do quick 2D and then later on, as allow to do 3D re-enrollment.
Or imagine this: the bulk of your employees you enroll with the device, and then in certain instances, perhaps a visitor or something like that, you can do with a 2D picture.
All right, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. I also want to talk about the way the reader sits on the wall. And if you've seen the Morpho Wave, you've seen the VisionPass, the way it mounts. It's very, very similar. So it's got that hanging environment. You actually put the backplate against the wall, install it, feed the wires through. It's designed for fast, secure, and convenient installations, really allowing the installer to save time and money. You just need a hole to pass the cables through. You clip everything, close the reader, and then there's a screw at the bottom to secure it. So the tamper switches are obviously enabled. Very, very easy. It is an IP65 unit, IK07 on the glass. So really robust, really powerful reader, easy to install on any wall. If we look at some of the summary of some of the features, I mentioned the 5-inch screen earlier on. You can see the resolution 480 by 800 is a really great resolution for that size screen. IP65, the IK07 I spoke about. You got the one camera at the top. You got the second camera, the infrared camera with the infrared LEDs opposite it, at the bottom, so you create that stereo vision. There are two versions of this specific reader. There's an MD version, so VisionPass SP MD, that supports MyFair DesFire cards, and there's an MDI version that supports MyFair, DesFire, and iClass. There is no proc support on this reader at all. You can see the additional lighting at the top if it's needed. The Doppler radar is there if, to take you out of the deep sleep mode. If you look at the performance of that NPU, I was blown away. 2.3 teraflops is no lightweight. That's almost mainframe type power that you're actually putting in the reader to enable or to allow for the AI environment. So really, really impressive that. And PoE plus or direct power, the choice is yours. And a really, really aggressive recommended retail pricing. So you're looking at about 32,000 recommended retail. That's an ex-VAT price. Really, really impressive reader at a very, very good price. What IDEMIA have also done is brought out a whole lot of accessories for this reader. On the top left, you see a lower mounting bracket allowing you to mount at about 1 meter instead of kind of 1.3 meters, which is really great. There's a spacer, so it's a 3 centimeter spacer. That's the one just below the lower mount bracket. And that gives you a lot of cabling options. So if you've got difficult situations to do the installation, you can put the cables there. There is actually a visor in the middle. You can see that middle pictures of a visor. If you want some external protection, please note that the spacer and the visor cannot be used with that lower mount. It's kind of an either-or situation. And then a metal bracket with stainless steel and aluminium, great for speed gates, and you can adjust it about 20 degrees up or down, angled if you want to. And shortly, we're going to have a whole host of additional IDECO stainless steel options to complement this reader a lot. So before we look at some technical aspects of the VisionPass reader, let's look at a quick relook at the whole portfolio. Before Hein takes over, I just want to very quickly tell you, for those of you that are backing to find the poll, bottom of the screen, bottom right, there's a triangle, a square, and a circle. That's the poll environment. If you just click on that, the poll will pop up. You'll see there, and you can then respond to the poll. All right, I'm now going to give over to Hein, and Hein can talk a little bit about the technical aspects. There will be a poll a little bit later as well.
All right, thanks a lot, Martin. That was very informative, and well, I think you guys are going to see a clear difference in how fancy the slides are between somebody that's in sales and somebody that's a bit more technical. But what I'm hoping to achieve here is just go into a bit more of the technical matters that I think would be important for those that's going to be installing the device, that's going to be integrating into the device, and that's going to be maintaining the device. So the stuff that I find that jumps out at me, that's going to be important. Okay, just to start on, the VisionPass SP is new but familiar. So all the stuff that we've grown accustomed to with the IDEMIA range, the focus on data privacy, compliance, things like GDPR, hardened operating system, strong AI-enabled anti-spoofing, encryption with the communication, OSDP, TLS, encryption on TCP, etc. So all the security features and privacy features that we've grown accustomed to. Robustness, IP65, ICO7, as with many of the other devices in the range. Resilience in various environments. So, whether it's in a mine or outdoors on a gooseneck at a gated entry. That are reliable accuracy and speed regardless of the database size. So the linear performance regardless of your database size or the environment. And then also things like the consistency, because that's something that I'm going to highlight as well in a couple of the slides. So the things that we've grown accustomed to, so that you've got that easy transition from the one type of device to the next. If your technicians or with your technical team or yourself is used to integrating in a certain manner, deploying in a certain manner, all of those things have merged over to the VisionPass SP to make it a lot simpler to incorporate. And then, of course, compliance. Lastly, like I've touched on, GDPR, compliance to all the standards. And we'll go into a bit more in depth on that. So firstly, the wiring and interfaces, all the familiar and versatile interfaces that we've grown accustomed to, the WeGand in and out, so all the various formats, whether it's 26-bit, 32, 34. WeGand in and out, so again, you can wire an external card reader in or something like that. You can connect to all the different types of controllers that you might want to use. Then there's obviously also the RS485 or the OSDP interface. As mentioned earlier, that supports the full secured interface OSDP. Your GPIOs, which is used for also your STAC. So whether you're going to connect it with WeGand, OSDP to your controller, or whether you're going to use it with single door access control mode, with an exit button, a relay, all of those things are still available as before. And as Martin mentioned, the tamper for your secure connection, so that if anybody messes with the device or pulls on the device, you can be notified by an event. The Ethernet jack is inside the enclosed area, so this is kind of new. The previous devices, you had the Ethernet jack, which basically protruded at the back, and now it's actually included and it's fixed on the PCB. So you can now have a little bit less sort of area required, cabling area at the back, which I find very nice and neat. So the wiring is also simplified. You now just plug in the specific interfaces that you require. So whether you're going to use power, maybe network, or just power and the relay, you can just plug specifically only those interfaces that you need, and you can leave the rest of them. And don't worry, those cables will be available for sale, so that if some of them go missing, then you can buy some new ones. Okay, so the device configuration and software very quickly. So the tools and software that's currently MBTB version 4.8, which is available today for download off our website. Can be used to configure all your same familiar configuration trees, etc. Everything that your technical team has already been exposed to and familiar with, all the configuration keys. There's I think 2 or 3 new configuration keys that's specific to the SP. But except for that, everything else is stock standard, exactly the way that you are familiar with. Or the web browser can also be used. It's obviously disabled by default because of the enforced security, but you can enable it and then use the web browser to configure the device if you wish. Or via SDK, whether you use thrift commands, all of that stuff will still work off the bat. Morpho Manager is now fully supported on version 16.4 with the latest template types. There was actually support from 16.3, but now fully supported on version 16.4, which I think launched today. Something else that's going to jump out at you is the new and improved GUI. This is actually also coming to the Wave range. So it's actually a lot more clean, modern, and simplistic. but it's not completely different like, you get between Windows versions. I mean, between Windows 7 and Windows 11, there's 7 different ways to set up your network connection. It's always annoying that, the guys at Microsoft seems to think that changing everything around is actually an improvement. So over here, it's actually just a lot more clean, but everything is still in the familiar places. And then on the right-hand side there, you'll see the MMI messages, so the man-machine interface messages. You'll have the ability to adjust the background colors or the text colors, so that if your background, your environment is, say, much darker or much lighter, you can adjust the text background, or just if you say like a specific color, you can set it to that. And then also things like OSDP and remote messages, I think look a lot cleaner and a lot, it's better centered and just a lot better presented. So on the right-hand bottom there, you'll be able to see what the new OSDP messages would look like. Yeah, so with regards to integration and SDK, again, the familiar Thrift as of 2024-01, that was released last month, and then Mackie 6.5, full support for the VisionPass SP, and then MorphoKit 5.43, full support there. So again, with Thrift and MorphoKit, multiple operating systems supported, so you can run on whether it's Windows or Android, Linux, so if you've got your Maui project or whatever language specific you want to develop in, that's available through Thrift. And then I just wanted to cover in a bit more in depth a couple of the security features that Martin's already touched on. I know this is repeating some of the stuff, but I think a lot of this is worth maybe going into a bit more detail about. So enhanced presentation attack detection with the stereo vision and low light LED. So the patented 3D stereo vision makes use of a 2D and 2 cameras, which basically creates the stereo 3D technology. It's basically like a multimodal biometric, which pushes the performance and why IDEMIA can do 10,000 users at sub 1 second speeds and get that linear performance. And then also obviously with all the versatility in skin color or environment illumination. So there's also the very bright LED at the top of the device. We're going to show you a video a bit later of a couple of tests we've done here, internal and in IDECO. One we've done in our storeroom with all the lights switched off, and you'll see there that basically that light you can probably use for a sunbed. It's quite bright. And then also things like secure boot, operating system authenticity check. So that's quite new. So device will actually check during the boot up process whether the firmware, whether the operating system is secured. That's something that you might have seen on normal laptops or computers, that secure boot facility. Then all the stuff that we've grown accustomed to, the AES 256 database encryption and other data encryption that's on the device, so that if somebody removes the device off the wall and tries to extract the data, they won't be able to get any data off there. Of course, with networking communication encryption with TLS 1.2, so that comes standard with reinforced security. We'll touch a bit more on that a bit later. And then OSDM encrypted communication, which is the latest standard for communication to controllers. OSDP encrypted communication is also standard on enforced security. And then, of course, your tamper switches, which we've discussed, and the fact that this is made in France for all of those that's very aware of the NDAA requirements.
And Han, the Statue of Liberty also made in France, by the way. It's the Eiffel Tower. So in good company.
Yeah. Network authentication. 802.1 network authentication. So this is a new feature that was brought in by IDEMIA. So this is also going to be brought to the wave range. It's actually enterprise network security feature, WPA PSK Enterprise. So this will actually only allow devices that's been authenticated by something like a radius server to go onto your device. So you only have a trusted device that can go onto your network. So this is a new feature that's been added. Like I said, it's also coming to the wave range. Enforced security mode. This is something that we are all already familiar with the rest of the range. So again, out of the box, this device is configured for optimal configuration, security configuration, whether it's TLS encryption to the device, web server, of course, being disabled, things like on-screen configuration, you cannot enroll yourself on the device anymore, and things like, the USB script being disabled, so you cannot go and change the configuration. So this is of course, also the on-demand security is still available for those that prefer to work in that mode of operation, but of course, enforced security is the recommended mode. All right, so just very quickly on the template compatibility. Template compatibility between the VisionPass and let's just call it the VisionPass XP and the VisionPass SP, just for clear differentiation. You can, on the VisionPass, generate templates for both device types. So the VisionPass XP using Face V2 and Face V2 Lite, the Lite being the version that you would typically use for encoding to a contactless card. But you can also now generate a template called Face V3, which is optimized for the VisionPass SP. You can then populate these template types, any of these template types, to the VisionPass SP, whilst the VisionPass XP will only use the Face V2 and Face V2 Lite, but you can, again, generate the Face V2 and Face V3 templates on the XP. So I think the graphic over there makes it quite clear. And then, I think that's the last slide I've got, Martin. I think the next thing is going to be the poll.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just a quick one for those people that are looking to buy the VisionPass. It's not called the XP. I just used that word VisionPass XP to explain it in a better way. So it came out really well. But it's the VisionPass and the VisionPass SP. Before somebody thinks we brought out 2 new readers today. All right. Now we're going to have a second poll. I really encourage you to respond to this poll before we do the final prize giving. And really what we want to know is, after attending the session today, the VisionPass SP is, and you'll see, remember, at the bottom of the screen, the triangle, the square, and the circle. If you just click on that, and then you could respond. All right, so I'll give people a few more seconds to respond. And then we're going to go into a video, actually, Hein. Of some testing that, Hein, I think the beauty of working at IDECO is we don't believe anything anyone tells us. We test it ourselves. That's the engineering background of many people. And so we tested this reader to an extreme. I think, I don't know what you think.
Absolutely. Yeah, put it through its paces.
And we're going to show you a quick video of some of the testing we did. So I think there was fairly dramatic testing. I mean, we tested it in bright light from the back, from the front, almost complete darkness in a storeroom. And we had lots of fun with the anti-spoofing, but we couldn't fool this reader in any way. Quite smart reader. We're now going to do the prize draw. Remember, the prize draw was you had to register for the event. People that registered for the event, we're doing a draw of 3 prizes this morning. And there is another session this afternoon. So if you've got colleagues that missed the session, they're more than welcome to attend this afternoon. They can use the same link you used and they can attend. So we did a random draw and really was random. We looked at who was online that registered, did a quick random number generator, and the 3 winners are Cindy from Access and Beyond, Michelle from Fourier, and Crook from Nextech. So well done to the 3 of you. I think Tisha will contact you the next day or 2 and chat to you about how we get the prize through to you. Before we actually go through to the incentive that we're going to offer everyone on the call, I just want to know if there are any questions. So, we are online. If you want to ask Heine or myself a question, we'll be happy to answer it. If you're a little bit shy, you can always email us a little bit later, and we're quite happy to answer it. Any questions from anyone on the audience? All right, no problem. As I said earlier on, you're more than welcome to send us questions at any time or engage with us. There is another session at 2 o'clock. So if you'd like to join that session again, just to refresh, or you'd like colleagues to join, please just give them the link and they're more than welcome to join. So now we've got something really, really special. Some time ago, we developed a starter kit. It's an IDEMIA biometric starter kit and really contains everything that a company that's not involved in biometrics or wanted biometrics can actually buy the starter kit and get access to everything they need to get up and running. So you'll see we have a Sigma wide, we've got an MSO, we've got a power supply, we've got more for manager, we've got a whole lot more in this kit. I mean, the full value of this kit is about 27,000 Rand, including that. And there is a link that we're going to post quickly. I'm going to post it quickly for you. And if you go to that link, I'll post it on the chat, I think would probably be the best place to put it. I'm going to put it on the chat. If you go to that link and you just need to find the chat here. I'll get somebody to help me now. There it is. So I've actually posted it on the chat. You should be able to see it. If you go to that link, fill in the form. We will make that starter kit available to selected people. Obviously, you need to qualify for it. Current value, 27,000 Rand. We're giving a 65% discount on that starter pack. So it will be available at about 9,450. That's including that. So please go to that form, fill it in. If you qualify for this starter kit, we will contact you and we can have a discussion around that. So I just want to thank you very, very much for attending today. Thank you for your time. I know we said 45 minutes. I said to the marketing guys, there is no way we could make 45 minutes. And I think we've made 44. So I'm going to have to talk for another minute. Just want to thank you very much for attending. Thanks, Hein, for his part of the presentation. And if you fill in that link, we'll get back to you. And there is another session at 2 o'clock. So thanks everyone for your time and we'll speak soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.